This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, the waiting game continues tonight as the tropical depression that we've been monitoring tries to develop into a tropical storm. ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan has the very latest. Bob?
Haley, it's the little storm that could possibly become a tropical storm by sunrise tomorrow. Conditions are becoming somewhat marginally favorable for this to strengthen overnight. In fact, it already has this evening. You'll notice that earlier today, big storms were firing up over the western tip of Cuba and mainly heading to the south. But now, just over the last couple of hours now, you see an explosion of storms here on the color-enhanced satellite imagery, and really 1, 2, 3 separate areas. You can see those big storms developing what appears to be around the center, and the center of low pressure is actually dropping, and that usually indicates a developing storm system. It's now down to 1,003 millibars estimate by the Hurricane Hunter aircraft that had been into the system all evening long. It's moving to the west at 7, but that's just going to temporarily move that way, eventually more to the west-northwest tomorrow. And as I mentioned, the pressure continuing to drop. The next advisory will be 5 o'clock our time tomorrow morning. John Scalzi will have more on that. Here's the forecast. A tropical storm by tomorrow 8 o'clock. Its name more than likely Hermine, and then it heads off to the north throughout Thursday, and then eventually making landfall sometime, it looks like Thursday morning, maybe late morning, early afternoon. But we're going to be on the right side of the system, and the right side is going to be the worst side. Even near the center, probably it'll be worse to the east of the center as it makes its way off to the east, northeast, eventually off into the Atlantic. But our toughest days will be late Wednesday into Thursday, and the radar and satellite imagery still shows and confirms that the system is getting better organized as it pulls away from the western tip of Cuba. I wanted to show you this one graphic. This is our probability of tropical storm force winds through the next several days, and that probability goes up on Thursday up to about 40% for Sarasota and Manatee counties. That would be low-end tropical storm force winds. We're talking 40 to 45, which can still do some damage. The biggest concern will be the possibility of up to 10 inches of rain in isolated areas. That's a lot of rain, Haley, and can cause some flooding. Back to you.
Definitely. All right. Thank you, Bob. Just one new case of the Zika virus reported in Florida today, and it's in Miami-Dade County. But with the storm looming, the concern among state health officials is how it could affect the spread of the Zika virus. Epidemiologists and emergency managers are reminding residents to quickly remove any standing water from rainfall. Scientists say getting rid of potential mosquito breeding grounds, such as containers left outside, will help prevent the spread of Zika. Governor Rick Scott, again holding multiple roundtables today, addressed the issue.
We've done our job. If before the storm and after the storm we get rid of standing water, then that's what we have to do. Now, it's going to be more work because we're going to have a lot of rain.
But I really encourage people to double check, go outside physically, and see if you have any containers.
43 of the Zika virus cases confirmed in Florida have been locally contracted. And drugs already on the market could work to fight Zika. A team of researchers from FSU, Johns Hopkins, and the National Institutes of Health found existing drug compounds that can both stop Zika from replicating in the body and stop it from killing fetal brain cells, which leads to birth defects. One of the drugs is already used to treat tapeworm, and it shows no danger for pregnant women. Researchers screened 6,000 compounds that were either already FDA approved or in a clinical trial so that they could be more quickly ready for those who need it. The team hopes to begin testing these drugs on animals infected with Zika very soon. Some 3 million Americans with life-threatening allergies carry an EpiPen at all times. And they're not cheap. In fact, the price is 6 times more than it was in 2009. But help is on the way, including locally. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us with that story. Ray.
Haley, the high price has caused a ripple effect from Capitol Hill all the way down to Bee Ridge Road.
My roommate from college, her daughter is very allergic to peanuts. So going on airplanes, going into public areas, anything with peanuts.
Samantha Hobbs knows nearly firsthand how much severe allergy sufferers depend on these little injectors called EpiPens.
It is majorly important for them to have the EpiPen. And they just took her to school in Pennsylvania this past weekend. And that was something they faced when they were updating their EpiPen, that they went with the $700 price tag because they had to have it.
The drug maker Mylan has a near monopoly on the market, and the cost has gone from about $100 to more than $600 over the past 7 years. Get this, hours before a Congressional Oversight Committee launched an investigation into the price increase, the manufacturer announced it would now offer an identical generic drug at half the cost.
We're still, I think, lower than what that is going to be.
Delcy Cushmore is the founder of Canada Med Services on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota County. She says they just began carrying EpiPens at $182, just $10 over cost. Why so low?
We're doing that because we're really trying to help people who can't afford, who don't have insurance or their insurance won't cover it. And we want to make sure that kids have access to it, and so nobody dies from it because they can't afford to have one.
The EpiPen still requires a doctor's prescription, Haley.
And Ray, Mylan has a near monopoly on the EpiPen market, it seems.
They really have, but there is a prospective competitor, but it won't be out until at least next year.
All right, thank you, Ray.
Dr. Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
My blanket, my blue blanket, give me my blue blanket.
In a world of pure imagination.
Tonight, we remember Gene Wilder, who left us with so many comedic gems from the 1960s and 70s. We learned today that the actor died over the weekend at the age of 83 after a private battle with Alzheimer's. It was his role in The Producers that really put him on the map, earning him an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. The movie was the first of many collaborations with director Mel Brooks, who tweeted, "Gene Wilder, one of the truly great talents of our time. He blessed every film we did with his magic, and he blessed me with his friendship," and we will all miss him. Polling places across the Suncoast open in less than 8 hours from now, but we're already seeing a strong voter turnout for the Florida primary elections and early voting. In Manatee County, unofficial early voting totals are close to 5,000. In Sarasota County, it was nearly 10,000, which is about 3,000 more votes than in the 2012 and 2014 primary elections. Our volunteers are keeping busy and still counting the absentee ballots and getting the equipment ready for the polling locations tomorrow.
We've got some local races that are really important. Our state Senate race for both the Democrats and the Republicans, and our school board race is drawing a lot of attention. We're electing county commissioners. There's some important things on our ballot.
Make sure to check where your voting precinct is. Sarasota County just made some changes. For both Sarasota and Manatee County voters, we have put links for you on our website, mysuncoast.com. Just look for links we mentioned at the bottom of the homepage. And do join us tomorrow night here on ABC7, both on air and online at mysuncoast.com for full primary election coverage. We will bring you the results of the key state and local races on the ballot. It's just another way we're here for you. And straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, we know what we need to do to get prepared for a possible tropical storm. But what about our marine life, like those delicate sea turtle nests? Plus, somehow, Anthony Weiner and another sexting scandal have worked their way into an already tumultuous presidential campaign.
What does it mean when New South Window says factory direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
USMed has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, USMed will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with USMed. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call USMed today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and USMed will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call USMed today.
You'll be glad you did.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Well, Bob, we're just finding out that the Bucks have moved their game from Thursday to Wednesday. And you say Wednesday will be better, but could be dicey.
Still a little iffy, still a bit, because they're going to get big storms regardless moving up in here. But Wednesday is the better of the 2 days. The toughest day is going to be Thursday, it looks like. And I'm thinking, we're kind of blessed in that it's going to be a tropical storm. This time of year, we saw it with Katrina back in 2005 and Wilma as well. This time of year, it can really generate some major storms. So this is not going to be a major storm.
Good to hear.
But still, any storm that's a tropical storm can cause a lot of problems. And we've seen that with many other little ones, Debbie, many years ago. Punta Gorda webcam showing some rainfall around. We had it. It was heavy at times in some isolated areas. And that's what we're going to see, the possibility of 10 inches of rainfall. And that will definitely cause some flooding. Beautiful sunset, though, tonight as the storms were making their way out into the Gulf of Mexico. Here's a photo of one of those in Siesta Key by Cindy Desmond, who is a regular shooter. And send her to pics@mysuncoast.com. Thank you for that, Cindy. The story is the storm is moving away. That's always a good thing. It's moving away from the west coast of Florida. But unfortunately, there's a trough that's going to come down over the southeast. It's going to dig in there, and it's going to cause the storm to bend back toward the Big Bend area now, it looks like. But all the nasty weather is usually confined to the dirty side, they call it. It's the east side of the direction of movement. And we're going to be in that, and that means the heaviest weather more than likely will be found along west central Florida, even though if it makes landfall well to our north. This is the rainfall, just the last 12 hours. Really, it was just a couple of hours time from about 3 o'clock until 4:30 or so. That over 2 inches of rain fell in places into south and central Sarasota County. And that was really quick rain that developed near Osprey, southward down to Nokomis, east along I-75, over 2.5 inches of rain, and offshore, just in that short period of time, up to 3 inches. That just tells you how juiced up the atmosphere is. We're in this tropical air mass, and when these storms move in, they produce torrential rainfall in a short period of time. And the forecast for the next several days, some areas will exceed 10 inches of rain, 3 to 7 basically everywhere. We just saw that with one storm today. You can imagine, I think it's going to be a little higher than this particular model is suggesting. However, we'll just have to watch it very closely as things progress. 80 degrees right now. The dew point's way up there at 75. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 7. The pressure at 29.93 inches, a little lower than it was last week at this time. Obviously, pressures are falling. The high today was above average at 93. 90 is our average. We'll be closer to this number tomorrow due to increased cloud cover throughout the afternoon and evening. Rainfall, just 3/100ths of an inch of rain at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Although we're below average for the month and year, we could make that up very quickly over the upcoming 3 days. Temperature statewide, 83 in Tallahassee, 76 in Orlando. It's 77 now in Miami, and temperatures around the area into the mid-70s to lower 70s. Lake Placid now at 73 degrees, 77 in Venice. Same in Northport, Mayaca City, 80 degrees at Cortez and in Bradenton. Well, here's the satellite and radar review. We got many different factors taking place. A little low pressure area actually heading toward the Carolina coast. The story on it, though, it is not developing. So we thought maybe it might get a name. It doesn't appear that it's going to get a name before this system gets one, which I think will happen by 5 a.m. as this makes its way off to the west-northwest. Right now, it's known as TD number 9, tropical depression number 9. It's moving to the west at 7. We saw this graphic earlier. We'll move it through time here and show you that the cone of uncertainty really hasn't changed from the earlier advisory at 5 and 11. we're still right there on the border, so it could be anywhere inside this cone by late Wednesday and into Thursday morning, making landfall somewhere in the Big Bend area. But as I mentioned, most all the rough weather will be to the east or to the right of the center, and that puts us in harm's way. We could even see a surge here, somewhat of a surge, up to maybe 1 to 3 feet. If it comes closer to us, a little higher in some cases, so that could cause some coastal flooding problems. Plenty of fuel for development. The only thing that's stopping this from becoming a real big storm is the shear, a lot of shear in the atmosphere and a little bit of dry air too to the west of it. Thankfully for that shear, this is not going to develop into a major hurricane. We could still see possibility a Category 1 hurricane in the Northeast Gulf, but it's unlikely at this point. This is that tropical system number 8, TD number 8, and it looks like it too could have a name. It would be Ian, and it looks like it will move off toward the east-northeast on in through time. And this is the major hurricane out here, Gaston, which continues to head away into the open waters with no real threat to any land areas at this time. So we'll put this map into motion, show you tomorrow. Scattered showers mainly late in the afternoon and evening, but look at all this moisture moving in. Even though the low pressure is way over here, that'll be a similar thing played out on Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly even into Friday. So get ready. It's going to come pretty quickly as far as heavy rainfall goes. The extended forecast looks like this. Breezy conditions and then windier weather and possibility of tropical storm force late Wednesday through Thursday. Rain chances tapering off a little bit on Saturday and Sunday. So we got a few days of some rough weather. Haley, back to you.
Sounds like it. Thank you, Bob. Mote Marine has counted upwards of 4,400 sea turtle nests laid from Longboat Key to Venice so far this year. So what happens when the Suncoast experiences a storm like we are expecting this week? Well, Mote Marine staff patrols local beaches each day during the nesting season to check up on these nests. But there's really not much they can do before a storm to help the threatened species other than just continuing to keep data. Instead, it's after the storm when staff will check up on the nest to document how the sea turtles were affected. And Mote has some important advice for Suncoast residents.
If they notice a nest that appears to be in distress, perhaps the eggs are exposed or something like that, first of all, they shouldn't touch the sea turtles or their eggs without, they need to contact a program like Mote that has a permit to work with these animals, because otherwise it would be illegal for them to touch those animals.
Nesting season runs through October. It has already been a record-breaking season on the Suncoast. Meanwhile, officials are warning boaters to be prepared. The Bradenton Beach Marine Unit is going around to each of the boats on the Intracoastal, urging them to secure their anchors. Boaters on Bradenton Beach in particular have reason to be extra cautious. We've seen vessels capsize or sink during some recent storms. Marine officers also say they will continue to crack down on unsafe boaters and start ticketing them if they have to. In other news tonight, the 10,000th Syrian refugee of the fiscal year is now in the U.S. That completes the Obama administration's goal of resettling 10,000 before September 30th. President Obama set the goal last year in response to the global refugee crisis of millions of Syrians fleeing violence and conflict.
We're able to do all of that without cutting any corners when it comes to security. And significant screening was put in place to ensure that these individuals don't pose an undue threat to our national security.
The State Department says it expects admissions into the U.S. to continue at their current pace until the end of the fiscal year. Donald Trump wasting little time weighing in on the latest sexting scandal of former Congressman Anthony Weiner, who's married to a top Hillary Clinton aide. This as the presidential nominees go back and forth over medical records. ABC's Lana Zach explains.
3 strikes and Anthony Weiner is out. The New York Post reports Weiner texted sexually explicit messages and this underwear photo to a friend with his toddler son right there in the bed. His wife, Huma Abedin, a top aide to Hillary Clinton, announced their separation Monday after remaining by his side through 2 previous sexting scandals captured in the documentary Weiner.
I'm profoundly sorry. And for that, I am profoundly sorry.
Abedin already had her share of headaches, as newly released emails raised questions about her role in facilitating access for high-level donors to the Clinton Foundation. And Abedin's marriage was already an attack line on the campaign trail.
Uma is getting classified secrets. She's married to Anthony Weiner, who's a perv.
Huma is inside the inner circle of the campaign. This lets Donald Trump make a case that you have to question the security, question the integrity of the inner circle.
Trump praised Aberdeen's decision to leave Weiner, but also took the opportunity to hit Clinton for her, quote, bad judgment. He unleashed this new ad airing in 9 swing states.
In Hillary Clinton's America, the middle class gets crushed.
Costing $10 million, it is his largest ad buy to date. But Clinton's campaign is firing back with their own challenge to Trump: release detailed medical records.
Trump has been raising some unsubstantiated questions about Clinton's health recently, while providing far less detailed medical records himself. In fact, Clinton's campaign has called Trump's only doctor's note, quote, laughable. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, more information coming out tonight about the past of Donald Trump's new campaign CEO, Steve Bannon. BuzzFeed News is reporting that Bannon was sued by a coworker in the 1990s for alleged sexual harassment. That suit was settled. And then a few years later, Bannon faced a domestic violence charge that was later dropped. Sports is next. Stay with us.
40 Carats Family Center presents a free speaker event, The Gift of Failure: How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go So Their Children Can Succeed, by Jessica Leahy at Hyatt Regency Sarasota on Monday, September 12th. RSVP required at 40carats.org.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Now, sports.
When you begin your last trip to Fenway Park, it's a good sign that the season is beginning to wind down. The Rays in Boston tonight to start a 3-game series with the Red Sox. And they were facing Rick Porcello, who is undefeated at home this season. But it wasn't so much what he did tonight as it was what Matt Andriese didn't do. The Sox pounded him for 7 runs in 4 innings, including this one from Mookie Betts in the 2nd inning. After the Rays tied the game in the 3rd, Boston will begin to pull away in the 4th. Brock Holt gets an RBI double into right center to make the score 5-2. And the Red Sox go on to win 9-4. Remember this guy? Alex Cobb will make his first major league start since September of 2014 on Friday against the Blue Jays. The game will be at home. The 28-year-old has been recovering from Tommy John surgery and is now ready to join the big league squad after making several rehab starts in the minors. The Rays won't bump anyone from the starting rotation once Cobb returns. They will instead go with a 6-man rotation. The Bucs returning to practice today after their 30-13 preseason victory over the Browns last Friday. The final preseason game will be at Raymond James Stadium, and as we mentioned before, it has been rescheduled to Wednesday night. As is usual with the 4th preseason game, we likely won't see most of the starters, but rather the players still battling to make the team. Head coach Dirk Cutter elaborated on that today.
You're less than a week and a half away from your first game. You got cuts coming. There's certain guys you have to protect that it's just not worth the risk. There's other guys that are still in competition to make the team. So it's a fine line, and Jason and I will talk it through.
Among the 12 players the team released over the weekend to get the roster down to the required 53, veteran safety Major Wright and punter Jacob Schump. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
we here for a reason? Is there a point to any of this? And why does food taste so much better in the trash?
Well, we're a bunch of dog lovers here at ABC7, if you haven't noticed by the stories that we end the newscast with frequently. So we wanted to leave you with this tonight, the new trailer for the upcoming movie, A Dog's Purpose. Josh Gad is the voice of the dog who gets to live over and over again as different dogs. But there is a heartwarming twist that you have to see in the full trailer, and the movie comes out in January.
That is going to be a blockbuster, I think.
Yes, I think so. Just put dogs in a movie, you know, especially a lot of dogs.
Right.
So it's very cute and heartwarming.
It is.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of rainfall tomorrow, but more so Wednesday and Thursday, so keep the umbrellas handy. The system could become tropical storm.
And watch on Facebook because Bob does those live updates frequently, so look for that. Have a good night.